So let's go through a quick reminder of how file management and organization worked in Lightroom Classic. So all the files are obviously on your local hard drive or some other network hard drive or external hard drive that you're connected to. And so the whole metadata of Lightroom Classic is stored in what's called a catalog. And so the catalog composes everything that you've imported. And inside of the catalog, there are two main structures. You have a folder structure, and you also have collections. And so the folder structure just maps to the directories on your local disk that you've imported. So if you pick one of the directories, you can go and look at the files in that specific folder on your disk that you've imported, right? So there could be files in this folder on your local disk that are not imported. Those would not show up in Lightroom until you import them. So let's talk about collections a little bit. So down here, there's another concept of collection. So there's a concept of a collection set, and then each collection set can have collections inside of it. And you can see here that I've created one collection called Canyons, and I put a bunch of pictures of canyons into this collection. So you can go through here, and you can see some of the files here. And so if you want to add things into a collection, right, we can go over to a folder here and say we want to add this picture of the moon here. We think it looks good and it's taken at the canyon, so it should be in the canyon collection, right? So we should drag it over here and add it to the canyon. And so that's one way you can add files into your pictures and images of specific files into your collection. So that is how the file organization works in Lightroom Classic. So now let's switch over to Lightroom. And in Lightroom, we have a slightly different view here. You can see that we have the cloud here, right? We need to make sure that we're talking only about the cloud storage here. The local storage is nothing but the file system, so there's not really anything interesting to talk about there. But when you have your files in the cloud, you have this concept of albums. So these albums here are having the structure here where you can create different folders. And so this is basically creating your own file system inside of the Adobe cloud. So you can see I've created the Colorado folder in the 2023, and then there's an album in here called Breckenridge Snow. And so this one has a bunch of images as part of this album. And you can see that I've created a bunch of different albums and different folder structures here. So there's how would we create an album? We can just go here and click the plus sign, and we get the option to create a folder or an album. And so when you first come into Lightroom for the first time, there would be nothing here, obviously. And so you would just create these and then upload your files into the specific album that you want, in whatever folder structure you want your albums to be in. So that's how this works. You can sort your albums in different ways, and you can actually share your albums as well. So I haven't shared anything, but you can share two different things. So yeah, one other thing I would like to discuss is the concept of keywords. So in Lightroom Classic, there's this concept of keywords where you can take a file and annotate it with a keyword. And in Lightroom, there is also this exact same feature. So the tag button on the bottom right here, you can type in whatever keyword you want, and then it'll be associated with this file. And then you can quickly search for any files with a specific keyword, and you can basically create a grouping that's separate from the album and folder grouping here. So that could be useful in some circumstances. So yeah, that's how one would organize your folders and albums in Lightroom.